Its name, Bermuda, tropical outpost in mid-Atlantic. Discovered by a Spanish explorer, Juan de Bermuda, in the early 1500s, British settlers came here in 1609, and Bermuda became a crown colony 75 years later. So it is Britain's oldest crown colony. This is the story, too, of a young queen's visit to an island. Queen Elizabeth II, first reigning monarch ever to visit Bermuda. So a lovely, tranquil island is tranquil no longer on the eve of the royal visit. Throughout the colony, preparations for a queen's coming are seen on every hand. 15 arches are placed at suitable locations on the 22-mile-long island. Union Jacks, pictures, and banners flying in the parishes and off government buildings. In every corner of the colony, a proud and happy welcome is readied for Her Majesty, the Queen. Bermuda's governor, Lieutenant General Sir Alexander Hood, heads the official party at Kindley Field on St. David's Island. And here the Queen's plane lands after its flight from England. Bermuda is first stop on a 6-month round-the-world goodwill tour. The Strata cruiser is right on time, 10 o'clock in the morning. This is the hour Bermuda has waited for, planned for. The guard of honor snaps to attention. From the giant plane steps Her Majesty the Queen, followed by her husband, Philip, the Duke of Edinburgh. The Queen, a dainty, slender figure in a silk dress, the Duke, handsome in his white naval uniform. The governor and Lady Hood greet the royal couple, and so a busy 24 hours begin for Elizabeth and Philip on the mid-ocean vacation isle. A day filled with military honors, sightseeing tours, and receptions. A memorable occasion, one long to be cherished in the hearts of loyal and devoted subjects. Before leaving the airfield, the Queen reviews the special guard drawn up in her honor. Today, an airfield on Bermuda. Tomorrow, an airfield on Jamaica in the West Indies, where scenes such as these will be repeated. Military honors, cheering throngs with their share of youthful excitement and enthusiasm. School is out for the day. Shops and offices close in honor of a girlish-looking visitor who is Queen of a Commonwealth of Nations. Bermuda is first stop on a global tour to all corners of that far-flung Commonwealth. These cheering youngsters know every stop on that tour. Fiji, Australia, New Zealand, Ceylon, Aden, Malta, Gibraltar. A world to span. The Royal Motorcade stops first at St. George's, oldest British town in the Western Hemisphere. First stop on a triumphant ride which will carry the royal couple through all the main island's parishes. Historic King Square in St. George's is the setting for a brief ceremony of recognition and greeting. Here, the mayor, the Honorable Leon Fox, is presented to the Queen and in turn hands to Her Majesty a scroll called a Loyal Address. Local officials and their wives are presented to the Queen. One of the most historic spots the Queen visits on the island is St. Peter's Church, oldest continuous Protestant church in the Western Hemisphere. The original part was built in 1619, and Bermuda's first parliament met there in 1620. Bermuda is Britain's oldest self-governing colony. It is 10:45 when the royal party leaves St. George's for the drive to Government House in Pembroke. The tour of the island is right on schedule. Festive and gay are the parishes through which the Queen rides. Hamilton, Smiths, Devonshire, each with its quota of sights to see and cheering throngs straining for a glimpse of the Queen and her husband. The days of planning and decorating are past. The big day is here. Bermuda is proud, and her pride shows on every hand. Government House has been redecorated and refurnished for Elizabeth and Philip, who will occupy a suite of rooms looking out on the waters of Great Sound. They pause here now to freshen up for the next phase of their island tour. Emerge shortly before noon in an open Victoria drawn by 2 shiny black horses. Through the streets of Hamilton, the capital city of the island, rolls the carriage bearing Her Majesty to still more ceremony on this day of ceremony and pageantry in a new world setting. City fathers are waiting as Her Majesty, escorted by Sir Alexander, greets Mayor Williams, who presents her with another scroll of fealty and welcome. A proud moment in the life of Hamilton's mayor, who, like everyone on the island, is captivated by his distinguished visitor and her handsome husband. A proud moment it is indeed for the tiny isle. Probably the proudest moment in its 344 years of history. Bermuda wears its heart on its sleeve this day. Escorted by the governor and others in the royal party, Elizabeth and Philip come at noon to the House of Assembly, Bermuda's parliament, with its 36 elected members. The meeting of the young queen and the island parliament is one of the big moments of the big day. Escorted by the governor, Her Majesty enters the House of Assembly, there to hear the loyal address of the Assembly Speaker. In a speech of reply broadcast to listeners outside, the Queen said, "I am sensible that the loyalty which you have expressed to me in words has in the past found expression in deeds." Only a few hours have elapsed since the royal couple landed on Bermuda, but in that time they have done and seen a great deal. And there is still much more to do and to see. Just a sample of the busy times that lie ahead for the Queen and Duke on their trip around the world. To the average tourist on Bermuda, the Queen's full day of sightseeing and ceremony would seem like a rugged day indeed. Constantly on the go. The tourist at his leisure, however, could spend days covering the route the Queen covered in one day. So those who saw her and cheered her along the way gained new respect for the seemingly tireless young woman whose radiant smile and gracious charm held up under the strain of her whirlwind tour in Bermuda. And there will be other days just as tiring on other islands all around the world. When a queen goes out to sea and be seen, she needs little reservoirs of strength and composure whose depths we ordinary mortals never plumb. The procession now winds along the waterfront of Hamilton, where ocean liners, too, are bedecked for the occasion. From the smallest child up to the biggest boat, Bermuda expresses its loyalty and affection in a spontaneous outpouring of enthusiasm. Tranquil Bermuda. Not so tranquil now. Excitement grips the island today. Through another festive arch now to famed All Boys Point in the heart of Hamilton's waterfront. The time is 1 o'clock, 3 hours after the plane landed on Kindley Field. 3 busy hours for 2 busy people who have won the hearts of old and young alike. The Royal Bermuda Yacht Club is on All Boys Point, and here club members see the Queen and Duke sign the visitors' book. Veterans and young people, those who have served and those who will serve tomorrow, gather round the Queen, who has friendly words of greeting for young and old. Tomorrow she will be gone, winging her way over the Atlantic, but the glow of loyalty rekindled here today will never dim. From a specially built dais on All Boys Point, the Queen expresses her warm thanks, and to the youngsters adds the hope that they will become leaders and worthy citizens of these beautiful islands. Stuart Tardings, member of Colonial Parliament, hears the inspiring words of a queen to her young subjects. A schedule such as the Queen followed in Bermuda is a stern taskmaster. When the clock says go, go it is. But time is short and there is still much to do. The yacht Wilhelmina has been specially fitted out to take the royal party for a luncheon cruise on Great Sound. Youthful voices rise up in farewell as the yacht pulls away from the pier, heading for Somerset across the Sound. Rest and relaxation for busy world travelers, and a scenic view of Bermuda's interesting shoreline as the Wilhelmina speeds them on their way. The yacht skirts the tip of Ireland Island and heads into shore at Mangrove Bay on Somerset. The sky is the limit when you want a good look at a queen come to call. But rooftop or not, everybody gets a glimpse of Elizabeth as she arrives at Mangrove Bay. Youthful excitement knows no bounds as the Queen walks among her subjects. Mirrored in the faces of Queen and Duke alike are the love and understanding they share with all their subjects, great or humble, old or young. They came to see Bermuda and Bermudians, and they see it all, from the tiniest tot in a nursing home to the oldest landmark on the island. Over the bridge at Eli's Harbor for the return trip by car to Government House. They visit a United States Naval base, a cricket field, old churches and lighthouses and schools. Through the parishes of Southampton and Warwick and Paget, famous names on a famous island, long to be remembered, a day long to be remembered. Back to Government House for a garden party, the guests all gathered on the lawn. It is 5 o'clock when Elizabeth and Philip emerge from Government House to greet their guests at the garden party. Original plans called for just a bow or curtsy from those presented to her, but the Queen dispenses with formality and shakes hands with each and every guest. Thus Elizabeth further endears herself to those who came and saw and were conquered by her tireless charm and grace. Among those introduced to her and Duke Philip is the director of the Bermuda News Bureau, James Williams. A queen has come, and an island has been captivated. Its loyalty strengthened and renewed by the warmth of her friendship and her personality. A brief visit ends, but the memory of it will linger long.